Hi, it's Brian Carrier here from Cyber Triage, and I want to show you a couple of the more significant features in our new 3.1 release. We put a new release out every 6 to 8 weeks, and there's a lot in this one, but the two we'll cover are artifact searching and OS configuration settings. You can download an evaluation copy at cybertriage.com. Let's first talk about artifact searching. This new feature allows you to keyword search the artifacts that you collected from a host. For example, if you search for encryptor.exe, you may get file names that are named encryptor.exe, processes launched from encryptor.exe, and web artifacts for when that file was downloaded. You'll want to use this feature to look for specific host names, IP addresses, or folder names to find relevant artifacts based on a keyword you know. This is in contrast to the scoring features already in Cyber Triage, where identify artifacts that you should focus on using techniques and indicators that you may not know about, but Cyber Triage does. Let's tie this feature into our usual themes of how we want to make you the most efficient. So speed. This feature will make your investigations faster by allowing you to more quickly find artifacts based on names and metadata. Existing Cyber Triage users had to search each artifact type individually. If you're a responder that gets a bunch of text files to start analyzing, this feature is much faster than having to search each of those dozens of files. Comprehensiveness. This feature will make your investigations more comprehensive by helping to ensure that all artifacts are searched when you know what you're looking for. It's easy to miss one of the outputs while doing a manual search. Now let's talk about how to use it. Once you've loaded data into Cyber Triage using one of the various collection methods, such as over the network or from USB or an S3 bucket, then you can use the search menu in the lower left-hand corner. Simply enter a search term in the top box and see the results. In this case, we searched for a malware name and found a file that had the malware family name in its analysis results. You can select any of the items on the top and view the details on the bottom. Now we'll move on to OS configuration settings. The latest Cyber Triage release has several changes around OS configuration settings, which record things like if Windows Defender is enabled. Notably, the new release allows OS configuration settings to be assigned scores. It organizes settings based on groups to make them easier to navigate. For example, there's a security group, another called log and audit data. It also adds context about what a setting means, such as why you should care about the path environment variable and associated library hijacking techniques. A future release will associate these settings with MITRE ATT&CK. The new release will also score Windows Defender and Event Log as suspicious if they're disabled, and will detect when Windows Defender and Event Log are supposed to be running but aren't. We'll be adding more services to the detection list very soon. Why do you care? You need to understand some or all of the OS configuration during your response. Attackers can modify settings to make their attack easier. This release makes it easier for you to identify suspicious settings. Let's tie us back to our usual themes. 1. Speed. You'll more quickly identify settings that were changed because of the scoring. Cyber Triage will flag these in the background instead of you needing to review them individually. More analytics will be included in future releases for volume shadow, automatic updates, etc. Comprehensiveness. You'll get a broad view of the OS setup from the diversity of settings that are collected. Cyber Triage has knowledge about where to find important settings and what the default settings are. While it's of course important for you to know what settings are and why they're relevant, it's difficult for an examiner to know all of these. Let's look at how to use it. You can see the OS configuration settings using the OS config settings menu on the left. Choose that and then review the settings that are grouped by one of log and audit data, network resolution, process execution, security, etc. Select any of them and get the context and why it's important from the panel below. If a critical service was not enabled, you'll see it appear as a suspicious item. With every Cyber Triage release, our goal is to make you more efficient, and we hope you see the value in these new features. If you want to try Cyber Triage today, visit cybertriage.com for your free evaluation. If you have a feature request, then please make sure we know via customer support. Thanks.